What is up, fellas? We are going to be diving into the GT Legendary Goku event with LR TEQ Super Gogeta and see how well they perform. Now, looking at the team I'm bringing, it is an absolute stacked Super Saiyans team. I mean, there really are only a couple of units that I could bring that would improve it, but I figured this is stacked enough because we don't want to take the spotlight off of LR TEQ Super Gogeta. We are running LR STR Super Vegeta as well as the Namek Super Saiyan Goku, who are two of the absolute best linking partners for Gogeta. So we're going to try and see both of them on rotation with Gogeta, but it really depends on the need of defense or offense. Gogeta is going to be a decent partner for both. He's going to be a mix of offense and defense. He is better defensively. But if we're wanting an offensive rotation, LR STR Super Vegeta is going to be that sort of perfect sword in that way, where Gogeta will be more of the shield. Gogeta, defensively, when he fuses, is better than Vegeta, at least for the first 5 turns, and then Vegeta with his counters will absolutely dominate. If I want a more defensive rotation, I can bring Namek Super Saiyan Goku on rotation, and he's a perfect slot 1 unit, while Gogeta can chill in the second slot, super attack and get his defense up before he gets super attacked or anything else. But as you can see, this team really is like stacked to the brim, filled with just really good units. But I have to get rid of some grievances, guys, because Namek Super Saiyan Goku, yes, he is the newest Dokkan Fest exclusive. He is the best unit in the game, in my opinion. TEQ Super Gogeta should be around that power level. I'm not saying he should be better than Namek Super Saiyan Goku, but what I'm trying to say is that he should be fighting for that, like, top 3 slot of best Dokkan Fest exclusive LR in the game. You know, you have MUY, Full Power Frieza, and this Namek Super Saiyan Goku, and they're sort of duking it out for the the top 3 slots, who you think is the best and the second best and the third best. That's kind of subjective, I would say, because all of them perform very well, have their own roles and functions and things like that. But Gogeta has come out this year after the 6th anniversary LRs were released. So why he's on the same level, if not slightly weaker than LR STR Super Vegeta, really bugs me in that regard. LR STR Super Vegeta is stronger mainly because of his damage output with counters. Gogeta, on the other hand, I struggle sometimes to find what his sort of real function is going to be, because he has basically 30% damage reduction and half of the scouter effect of LR STR Super Vegeta when he fuses. Meanwhile, Vegeta keeps the scouter effect for 10 turns, and while he doesn't have the 30% damage reduction kept going into his Vegeta form, he does have those counters, which are tremendous. So we're actually going to keep this rotation here. As you can see, these two linked up together are the best linking partners for each other before they fuse, and then after they fuse, Namek Super Saiyan Goku can be just as good a linking partner as Super Vegeta, but again, as I said, it really just depends on what you're looking for. I'm not going to fuse with Gogeta because it's basically gotta be a thing to lock in the win. It's not really something that you should be doing willy-nilly in those difficult events, because, as I said, 5 turns of 30% damage reduction, and once that's gone, it's kaput. You're defensively just as vulnerable as Vegeta, except you don't have those counters that make Vegeto's take like glass cannon sort of a glass cannon reputation. It makes him deadly, his deadly reputation. Countering can get rid of half the health of a God of Destruction event boss, like, easily with just a few counters. Not a few, but you need quite a few, but he can single-handedly wipe out a God of Destruction boss if you can really get him going. And the argument that if you really need defense, why don't you just use a Whis, or why don't you use an item like Icarus while Vegeta is getting attacked a whole bunch? And that is a better argument than I initially thought it was, The only time that really isn't an argument is if you're trying to challenge yourself with no item events. You know, if you're trying to no item an event, why not just use an Icarus? Why not just use a Whis? I mean, yes, you only have a few items, especially in GT Legendary Goku event, God event, things like that, where your items are limited even more. You're only allowed 4. So, it's a pretty good argument. And Super Gogeta, you know, he has that 70% chance to crit on his super attack, which is pretty good, but, I mean, it's kind of pointless in a way. Like, it means he's always going to have really good damage, but, well, 70% of the time he's going to crit, so it's going to be pretty consistently good. But first of all, if he doesn't crit, then his damage is going to be way less than Vegito's. If he loses his damage reduction, he's going to be just as vulnerable as Vegito, so it's just a little frustrating. Now, I know that I'm sort of ragging on Gogeta right now, even though he's performing very well, but I just have to get this out there because after playing with him for a while, I still love the unit, okay? I absolutely adore Super Gogeta. LR TEQ Super Gogeta is still my favorite unit in the game. Look at these animations. They're just amazing. You know, a 3.7 million attack stat, not shabby whatsoever. And it's not like they perform poorly. As I've said, they are about on the same level, if not just slightly weaker, than LR Super Vegito. But he did come out a year later. It has been about a year since Vegito was released, so Gogeta didn't even need that much to really be a better unit than Vegito. You know, the way I see it is that his function is to be more tanky, and they could have just let him keep his 30% damage reduction after fusing, right? Instead of having it be a 5-turn only thing. If they just let him keep it, I don't think that it would have been too much to ask for that to happen. I just realized our HP is quite low as well. 233k defense. If we get super attacked, we can be in some trouble. Let's do this. I don't want to use an item right here. I know that sounds like stupid, but we're going to heal up a little bit with the Gohan getting all those orbs. And, you know, I just want to try and save the items for later. Okay, we are going to get super attacked. I don't think this will finish us off, though. It came close. It came close, but we should be okay. But as I was saying, if they just let Gogeta keep his 30% damage reduction permanently as Gogeta, I think that would have already pushed him to be better than Super Vegito. Because Super Vegito, you know, being a great damage dealer is one thing, but I think people sort of value defense a little bit more. I know I do. I value defense a lot. I value turn 1 defense. I value just overall defense. Stacking is always important. While Gogeta doesn't stack, he does have that 30% damage reduction with a decent amount of defense and raising defense for 1 turn. You know, so I think that's all they really needed to do, and considering it's a year after Super Vegito, we're talking after the 6th anniversary LRs, they could have given him that, and it really would have not broken him. It would not have made Gogeta busted. It would have just made him about a pretty par for the course unit for this year, because 2021 has been absolutely insane in terms of unit quality. I mean, like, look, Namek Super Saiyan Goku is on this team, and he's absolutely ridiculous. Like, they really could have done more, and it would have been like, oh, wow, you know, he's amazing, but no one would have even said, that's broken, just giving him 30% damage reduction permanently, even if they gave him the Foresight for 10 turns, and 30% permanent damage reduction. Like, no one would have said, that's too broken, that's too good, because while it is really good, it's not, like, super, like, too good. It's just enough to give Gogeta a sense of identity, I guess. Make him that very good tank, and that way the rotation, Gogeta could be a good slot 1 unit if he kept his damage reduction. Which, you know, of the two, Gogeta and Vegito, Gogeta is the slot 1 unit, basically, because for those first 5 turns, that 30% damage reduction does make him relevant defensively still. It's just once he is done with that damage reduction, he's just way more vulnerable, as I've said multiple times in this video already and in the past. So that's really my biggest gripe. What are some fixes that I think they should have done? I think that instead of a 70% chance to crit, perhaps they should have given him a 50% or 70% chance of launching an additional super attack as Gogeta. You know, a funny thing, I've noticed that a lot of people have thought that Super Vegito, when fused, has a guaranteed additional attack, or at least like a chance of an additional super attack or something like that. Well, it's not the case. I don't know, I just feel like I've seen a lot of people believing that, and it's not the case. He doesn't have a chance to additional attack. If they gave Gogeta that ability, I think that it would have given him a little bit more as well. You know, permanent 30% damage reduction with a 70% chance of an additional super attack, or he can raise his defense. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. And obviously, that still wouldn't make him as good defensively as Namek Super Saiyan Goku, but it would have made him tremendously good defensively, and his damage output would have still been pretty decent considering a 70% chance of an additional super attack. You get 2 supers off, and you're going to go crazy ballistic. So, here we are on the giant golden ape phase. A little worried right now about what will happen. We might need to use a Whis here. I mean, the problem with using Whis here is that we won't have a Whis for the future, but we might need to call the audible and do something like this. No, Goku needs to be here because he has to block this. I guess this is what we have to do. It's sort of, we're just forced to do it, kinda. Do I use a Whis here? That's the question. I don't really want to, but I feel like we need to. We do have all that healing from the Goku and Vegetas when I do fuse with them on the final phase, so we should be okay. Classic GT Legendary Goku event moment, though. The only problem with bringing like all these stacked units is that the event's gonna go down so fast that you won't really have time to stack nearly as much as you would like. Obviously, you can prolong the fight, and you can get your defense up more, but I really haven't been doing that, and honestly, even if I did, it's not like I could prolong it for long. I can only prolong it for maybe an extra couple of turns at the most, maybe 2 turns most, so it's a little bit more stacking, but what can you do? Alright, so Namek Super Saiyan Goku, if he gets supered here, we do have the Whis active. I need to make sure that I get these 12 key supers so we can get defense stacks going off here. Oh, he double super, that's going to be good. That's going to be really good. I just need to prepare my units so that way they are defensively good for the final 2 phases against the Super Saiyan 4 and the full power Super Saiyan 4 phases. He is getting super attacked with a Whis and double. Okay, why not just dodge? You talk about defense, why not just dodge? That's kind of it too. Like, it's true. Why not just dodge? MUI Goku, best unit in the game still? Many people don't think so. Namek Super Saiyan Goku, most people believe to be the best. Can't really blame them. Or LR Full Power Frieza, actually, some people believe is better. I disagree with that so much. Like, Namek Super Saiyan Goku, his defense is just absolutely ridiculous. Meanwhile, Frieza gets 1 defense stack every single turn, while Goku can get 2 because his additional super attack is a 12 key super, which raises defense. We're not talking about Namek Super Saiyan Goku, though. Currently, Goku and Vegeta Angel, or the Super Gogeta, they are performing well. I'm not fusing with them, obviously, until, like, that final wave, the final boss, because their damage reduction will run out, their Scouter effect will run out, and a part of me almost wants to chain fusions into Gogeta and Vegito at the same time, although I would like to go into Vegito sooner, just to get rid of some of his Scouter effect turns, and just to put the hurt on the enemy more. But if I do fuse into Vegito, he is not going to link as well, with the Angel Goku and Angel Vegeta form of the Gogeta card, so I'm just trying to hold off as best I can. Gogeta will be able to fuse, but Vegeta won't because of how their HP restrictions work. As you can see here, we are at that type disadvantage, but we do have damage reduction. I'm going to keep him in slot 2 just in case. This can be worrying, but this is exactly why you don't fuse automatically or anything like that, because the 30% damage reduction really is what's going to save the unit from getting absolutely shreked on. So we should be okay. No item, and Vegeto's taking double digits. Well, why am I calling them Vegeto and Gogeta right now when they're still Goku and Vegetas? I guess it's still the easier way to identify them. But, yeah, he's taking double digits from normals. Okay, he's getting super attacked as well. This will hurt quite a bit, but honestly, it's not too bad because we do need the HP to go down to fuse. And he dodged. Just, whatever, it doesn't really matter. That wasn't going to do too much damage there. But having our HP be lower here is good, so we can fuse into Vegito now. And then you can chain fusions, because the HP restriction for Vegito is 77% or less, and Gogeta's is 70% or more. So if you're like 50% HP or something, fuse with Vegito first, you heal back up to full, or at least above 70%, then you go into Gogeta, and you will be guaranteed at full health at that point. I want to stack up with both of these units again. I'm going to keep the friend one floated continuously, though. I'm just going to make sure that I get my defense stacks up with these units because, you know, just so that way, when they are ready to swap onto rotation with Gogeta, we can do that. I do want to fuse, but not yet, because of the type disadvantage. I really need a fuse in the final wave, though, because we need that damage bad. We're going to need to finish off full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku fairly quickly. The longer that an encounter goes on for, the longer that things can go wrong. At least if you have units that don't stack on your team. You know, if you have a team full of stackers, the longer an event goes on, the more you have an advantage. But obviously with units like Gogeta, Vegito, it actually benefits you to have an event go on like quickly. You need the event to end quickly because Vegito, while he does have his counters, he'll get hit hard, and you're going to run out of items and healing sources from your units and from your items. Gogeta will run out of damage reduction, and everything can go kaput if you don't finish things off quickly, especially when, you know, the bosses can dodge, and if they're dodging your super attacks, it's not going to be pretty. But, do I want to fuse yet into Vegito? We do lose a damage reduction, but maybe next rotation, but definitely not this rotation. We just can't do it this rotation. Not yet. Definitely not yet. We're gonna heal up a little bit with these orbs. Trunks here does cause some problems because he is only at 200k defense currently. I just am going to not use the item here and hope for the best. That is what I do best, is hope for the best. I'm very greedy with items in events, guys. I know. And, well, I actually just remembered that there is the nullification from Gogeta. I can't remember. Is the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku super attack considered a melee super? Or like a energy blast super? Because if it's a melee super, we can get the nullification. I do know that full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku has like a dragon fist, but he does do a Kamehameha during it. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have to see. That's interesting though. That's something to consider. It really is. So we're gonna try and see if we can get something like that going. Oh, I would love to heal with these orbs. What's our defense at? 461k. We're not gonna heal with them. We're still gonna stack up defense. Although we should be fine, honestly, because he does have type advantage. We're gonna fuse next turn, I think, though, depending on how much damage we can actually lay on this Goku here. As you can see, they're just bulky boys, you know, it's just the boss fights take a while, even with all of these good units. Although getting double supers like that is very nice, getting those crits is very nice. I would like to fuse, though. You know what? We might fuse. We're gonna fuse. I mean, it would be nice to see how well he performs without damage reduction towards the end. And I do still have some items, so you know what? Let's fuse. Because, honestly, I don't see this taking more than, like, a couple more turns after we do fuse. So we will still have some damage reduction going into the final fight. And then, we should be okay. Oh, yeah, we should totally be okay. So, Gogeta. I'm going to want to see if he can bring that damage nullification to the table. That effect, though, is, like, so... I don't want to say, like, garbage, but it's, like, so... How do I explain it? It's, like, so much weaker than a counter is. Because, like, it's so specific. Like, and you have to launch an 18-key super first, right? So you have to 18-key super. And then, if the enemy attacks you with a melee super attack, then he will nullify the damage. So it's like, okay, like it's like you know what I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just not ideal. It's very hard to get off. Like, honestly, unless I'm specifically going for it and I'm doing everything in my power just to see it, then I'm not gonna see it. No, the active skill animation though, man, it's beautiful. God is it amazing. There we go though. So now we have the fusions who do link 6 out of 7 links together, as you can see here. Golden Warrior is from the Namek Goku, who is floated, but they are gonna be best buddies here. So boom, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Yeah, let's get a 24 key super on both of them. I did link level up my Gogeta as well slightly. Not much, you know, it's still very low link levels, but still. It's not going to be full level 1 links. I am working on it, so you can see, you know, I'm not working on link level 10. It just takes forever. I don't know why I didn't use an item here. This could be a horrible decision on my part. This might have been a bad executive decision, guys. We might just lose because of this. That's a big failure on my part. Chungus failure. If this is over because of that. But we did super attack though. Ooh, still so much damage. As you can see though, the counters do a lot of damage even if they don't crit. We are getting unlucky though with none of them crit. That's kind of crazy. Slot 2 is where Gogeta will benefit the most because he does raise his defense, and with that 30% damage reduction, he still has and a 70% chance to crit, which did not occur there. That's a little disappointing. But you can see he's taking way less damage than the Vegeta was. So that 30% damage reduction is impactful, as you can see there. And my Vegeta, LR STR Super Vegeta, he's at 1 dupe. So he has higher defense. So as you can see, like, it is, like, seriously important to have that damage reduction. It really is what makes the unit what it is. It is a big deal to be missing out on it, honestly. Do I want to... No, I'm just gonna raise defense more. That's really what we have to do here. Just raise defense. And, we should be okay. That's the name of the game, right? We're gonna get super attacked here, but with 500k defense, I don't see this doing that much. Oh yeah, 105 damage. Oh my god. It's like, it's so stupid how broken the 350 million download celebration LRs are. Oh man. What do you guys think though that they should have done to Gogeta to make him a better unit than what he actually is? Because in all honesty, again, I think that they really should have just given him the damage reduction permanently. I almost want to see how he would perform getting super attacked here, but I'm fairly certain that we would lose. I'm gonna pop a Whis here just because the problem is, even with 30% damage reduction, being only at 127k defense and not being able to super attack first, that is going to hurt really, really bad. And plus, we do have the High School Gohan, who, at this point, is going to take a lot of damage from normals. But with the Whis plus his damage reduction built in, he has like, what, 90-something% damage reduction. Oh yeah, with the Whis, that was 70% damage reduction, and, well, that's a 4.1 million attack stat, with 30% support on rotation. That is pretty good. He did crit. But yeah, that was like quite a bit of damage, considering the fact that we did have like 70% damage reduction in total. You know, 40% from Whis, 30% from passive, and we still took that much damage. That, I mean, Vegeta would have been hit for over 100k, so I guess that is something to say about Gogeta. So, honestly, I mean, if they don't ever buff units, do they, besides EZAs? Like, I can't think of a moment in Dokkan history where they buffed a unit after its release, except for with EZAs. Like, if it's just going to be that way. But if they ever did anything, it would take 2 seconds. It literally would take 2 seconds. Just backspace the 5-turn restriction for the damage reduction. Give him permanent 30% damage reduction, and we're talking. That's all he needs. It is really all he needs. Like, he really doesn't need any more than that to be a fantastic unit. And then that way, we can have that slot 1 unit. Obviously, it would be nice if they gave him more, but that's just my biggest gripe. That's all they had to do. And with that being said, he still is performing very well. Very, very well. We saw last phase where Vegeta was taking, what, 20k normals after super attacking. Gogeta was taking like double digits for the basically double digits from normal attacks. So he definitely is very solid, but it just hurts, man. It hurts because if you use his fusion too soon, you're going to witness him get massacred towards the end, unless you have items stockpiled. Like currently, I already used my Whis. That's very scary because we are in the scenario where he's going to run out of his damage reduction and we're not going to be like close to finishing the fight. I think he still has one more turn of it. I think we still have one more turn of that damage reduction. There is a super attack incoming, man. Let's put him in the first slot here and just... I'm gonna cross my fingers. Like that's all I could really do. I floated one of those Namek Super Saiyan Gokus that come on rotation with Gogeta, so he could be in slot 1 now, but I didn't do it fast enough. He did take like 60k. I'm assuming we still have the damage reduction active. So this is basically it, because I'm not using the Princess Snake yet. That would be a huge waste. Oh, the damage reduction's over, I think. Wait, I can't tell. Is it over? The Whis is over, but if his damage reduction is still active, we should be okay here. We'll take a lot of damage. Okay, he took double digits, so I think we should be okay. 200k, please 200k. Oh, no, 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 no. That's too much. That's way too much. Holy crap, and Vegito. Damn, maybe I should have used Princess Snake there. Yeah, Vegito's gonna get hit hard here. See, that's the difference though. I think we have the damage reduction active though. There's no way it wasn't, because we took double digits after super attacking. And that was Vegito after super attacking, and he had no damage reduction, so, you know, if I can just, you know, do the math in my head. Oh! Oh! That was so close, dude. Oh my god. Oh. Jesus. Alright, well, let's heal up here a little more with all of those orbs. We should be okay. We are okay. I think we made it out of the darkest part of the timeline. And, you just kind of got to see how Gogeta defensively is the superior of the two. But he loses that edge. That's the only problem. He loses his edge. Vegeta was made for being a glass cannon, you know? Gogeta, though, like, they wanted to make him a tank. They were like, okay, let's let him keep 30% damage reduction. Let's let him have that foresees enemy super attack. And then someone was like, let's make it 5 turns for both instead of permanent. how broken would it have been for Gogeta to just keep 4C enemy super attack permanently? Because I think that would be incredibly interesting. Although I think I mean, even if they doubled it to just 10 turns, 10 turns of damage reduction, 10 turns of Scouter effect, I think the only reason why they didn't want to give him permanent super attack foresight is because, or not permanent super attack foresight, but rather permanent damage reduction, is because he would basically make it so there's no point as staying Goku and Vegeta. But isn't the whole point seeing them transform at the same time, though? Like, that's my biggest thing. Isn't that the whole point? Like, you want to see it, don't you? So I'm not entirely sure, you know? I don't really get it. Let's put him in slot 1. Let's be daring here. I mean, obviously, the play here, guys. Obviously, the play here is to have Namek Goku in slot 1 because he will have a double super attack, guaranteed. And he would seal off the deal. But I want to see Gogeta tank one more time. I want to see him do some damage one more time. So we're going to have Gogeta finish it off here. But I'm just going to say, there is a universe, there is a realm of possibility where this would cause me to lose. Because if he dodges every single attack here, yeah, it's bad. Yeah, so you can see he had damage reduction last turn. And he didn't dodge. So this should be it. There we have it. Gogeta wiping out full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He performed very well. Very, very well. Obviously, though, he does have room to grow. There's that sexy KO screen. That KO screen's delicious. Anyways, guys, that's LR TEQ Super Gogeta in the GT Legendary Goku event. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about TEQ Super Gogeta now with all of my complaining out of the way. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one.